might hear me on the radio. Breaker 19. Anybody got their ears on?
Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Tonight, radio from my personal collection. One that you probably wouldn't think is worthy of a video, but I assure you, sirs and madams, it is. It's this. This is the realistic Radio Shack 12-702. This is a pocket radio. It was actually called the Flavoradio, and it's a transistor radio in an era from when transistor radios were starting to wane in popularity. That being said, by the way, you can still buy brand new transistor radios. In fact, Sony, here's a picture of it right here, makes a transistor AM/FM pocket radio. But this one has been in my collection for probably 20 years. I would say I bought this in 2002, maybe 2003, so just shy of 20 years. I actually bought this on eBay. It was the very first purchase I ever made on eBay. I discovered eBay in '98, but I just kind of watched stuff. But in 2002, I needed a radio for our little boat. We had a 12-foot boat that my wife and I would take out, and we didn't want to put anything in it that might get wet and damaged. Well, I came across this. It was $1 whole, brand new, and it would fit perfectly in a sandwich bag. So I could listen to it on the boat, and if the boat were to dump over or we were to get out of this, we'd swim and hop back in this little 12-foot fishing boat we had. And if it got splashed or whatever, it was fine. And it turned out that although the color, which once was more of a red and now is very faded pink, this is actually a really cool radio. In fact, this radio went on to live in other lives. I may have a picture. If I have a picture of it, I'll put it here right now. If I don't, sorry. But right here on the bottom, you can see there's a little Velcro strap. That's because for a long time after we took it out of the boat, I put it in my van. I had made an old like G10 GMC van, cargo van, into a camper. And this was before stealth camping and living in vans and stuff became cool. I built a really cool 70s-esque style camper van out of a little short body G10, a shorty. And this thing would sit on the shelf back there, and of course it would fall over. So we put Velcro on it so that it wouldn't fall over while we were cruising. But it still works. It is, 20 years old. I looked it up. These were made from 1987 to 1993. They were available in this color, and they were also available in kind of an electric blue color. And they are AM and FM. They are a transistor radio. It takes one 9-volt battery back here, and it's a very simplistic. It has a big fat AM/FM switch right there on the back. I'll tell you what, why don't I get closer to this and we'll take a look at it, and we'll actually turn it on and roll through the bands with it, because it still works, man. You can't kill something like this. Let's do it. All right, here it is, and it's dirty. You can see in there, God only knows what, from the camper fuzz or something like that, and there's dirt in the dials here, but here it is. On this side, it's got an on-off switch, and it still has the original wristband, so you could carry it with you without having to fear it flying off into the water or whatnot. On the back, it says Radio Shack, a division of Tandy Corp, and it's model 12-720. I think I might have said 702, my mistake. Frequency range, 530 to 710, so it isn't a newer radio. It does have the added kilohertz there. FM 88 to 108. Does take one single 9-volt battery, and check it out. It's actually really good. I think I've replaced the battery in this thing like 3 times since I've owned it. It just doesn't eat batteries very quickly. You could probably run this thing for days. The battery compartment's really clean, and it says 9-volt dry battery, Radio Shack catalog number, and it has 2 options in there on that piece of paper. So you could definitely get yourself one of those red ones. Remember the red Radio Shack batteries? And then the green ones were an upgrade, and the silver ones were alkaline. Those were fancy. I could never afford those. Back here, our AM and FM switch. We do have an earbud, so you can listen to it quietly. And on this side is just our tuning dial. And if you look on the front, FM and AM, and hopefully you can see that, but it literally is just a dial. And man, is that dirty. I need to get a Q-tip and clean that out. It's been sitting. The last time I used this was about 3 years ago. I did a bunch of work inside of our barn, And I sat this thing down there and listened to it. And of course, chicken dander and you name it, man. When you're talking about a barn with critters in it, it gets full of stuff. So it's got a little dirty there too, I guess. The antenna up here, and guess what? It still works. So I'll go ahead and open that up. So let's turn it on, man. I'll start here at the very bottom. And we'll start with FM, but I did want to share this with you. These little transistor radios, if you don't have a regular AM or AM FM transistor radio, you're not really a radio guy. You need to add this to your list, even if it's pink like this one. But you can see it plays pretty well. The audio is, acceptable.
To be able to access
it's not bad.
Transactions, to have digital financial inclusion. This very important work by the W.
And it actually has it's pretty good at receiving, especially on the AM side. So I don't want to stay on any music for very long, but cool. Well, let's switch over to AM here, and we'll roll through that as well. AM up here, even this late at night, is not going to be great reception, but I do want to give it a shot.
May still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveBetterScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early.
From the nearby router in the Casa del Ornberger here, and just a moment ago I was literally chasing a naked child through the halls.
Well, that's weird. The things you hear on AM, right? Well, that's it. It's a really quick channel scan, but that is the realistic Flavoradio from 1987 to 1993. Realistic made some great products. I don't know who actually was the maker of this particular model, but I'll tell you what, longevity. I mean, you're looking at close to a 40-year-old radio, and it's just rocking and rolling, man. Look at it, it's still going. Anyway, it's an unusual video here at Farpoint, but since I love everything radio, and this is definitely a radio, I figured I'd share it with those of you out here who would appreciate such things. I would love to hear your story of owning a pocket radio, or if you still do, then perhaps you could share a picture or two with me, and my email address is down listed below. Take care, my friends.